Hi everyone, just thought I would share a short thought about gentleness, and I thought I'd do this outside today. It's a lovely evening. When I was thinking about the word gentleness, it reminded me of my mum when I was young and when I wasn't well, and I remember how gentle she was with me and my brothers when we weren't well. I always remember her stroking my forehead when I was in bed, and that was great. Great reassurance as a child when you're not feeling well. Mums are great at that. But I also remember we used to use the words "be gentle" with our own children when we were bringing them up, particularly when we were stroking up an animal, or they were with their young sibling who was maybe a baby. Be gentle was the word that we would use as we would try and help them to be calm, be careful and be soft as they stroked or the pet or engaged with a fragile baby. But it isn't just physical things that we need to be gentle with, but our words. And we need to be gentle with the words that we use. Last week when I was at work, I was having a bit of a disagreement with one of the other project managers, and I wanted to try and put my point across, and he wanted to try and put his point across, and we came to the point where I said, well, why don't we get a second opinion? Which was probably not the right thing to say, because he obviously felt very undermined by that and got very defensive. And I just thought it might be a good idea to get someone to come in and sort of arbitrate, to kind of help us come up with the right answer. And you know, I think we had a bit of a falling out, and we had to make up the next week. So we need to be very careful with our words, and the Holy Spirit needs to help us be gentle with our words. And there's some wise sayings in the book of Proverbs. King Solomon talks a lot about how we should use our tongues, and here are a couple of passages. So from Proverbs 12, chapter 8, verse 18, he says, "Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." And in Proverbs 15, verse 1, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." And I just thought it might be a good idea to have a think about the kinds of words we might use for maybe someone who we really admire, someone who's our best friend, and the words that we might use for someone who's more difficult, who maybe we struggle to get along with as much. And then think about some of the words we might use or think, and how we would feel if those words were used against us. And I just want to encourage you to ask the Holy Spirit to help you when you're speaking to people, when you are using your tongue, and to be gentle with your tongue. So just have a think this week about the words that you use and how you can be gentle, and to rely on God's power, God's Holy Spirit, to help you, particularly in maybe difficult situations where you're going to be in a defensive, you're going into a difficult conversation. How to be gentle, and maybe in an argument situation. Anyway, that's my thought, and I hope that's helpful. And it was great listening to Ruth and Stephen and their comments. Okay, take care.